Co-op.
I'm Dub, and I'm very happy this morning to welcome Patricia from the Salvation Army back today. How's it going, Patricia?
So great.
Thank you so much for being here today. Well, actually, why don't you tell us a bit about what you do at the Salvation Army? Because you've been doing this a couple years now. You kind of help out with kind of the Christmas kind of fundraiser, but you started a little bit early this year. What kind of division and department are you in?
So I work for the Community and Family Services division of the Salvation Army. So we work out of the food bank, and we offer obviously food and services and programs to the community to help prevent homelessness and hardships for families.
Yeah, so kind of the big thing, the visible part of that, I suppose you could say, would be the food bank, right? Which obviously you're in the middle of a big fundraiser for that right now. But what else does that sort of mean other than people are on hard times, they need some extra help with kind of food or whatever it happens to be, you offer that to them. But that's not only what it is about, I suppose, eh?
Yeah, it's really about connecting with community members and giving them kind of an outlet to find the programs that they need in the community. We do work with several other organizations to be able to offer the services to families, to individuals. We work with seniors, we work with families, we work with children, all of the above. It's really a wraparound support from all areas of the community. So we just want to be able to give people a place where they can come. They can get their food. They can discuss the issues they're having. They can get information on how to help build them out of this constant cycle of being in need.
Crisis they're in, yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, a lot of the people that we deal with have had hardship over hardship over hardship, and lots of times through no fault of their own. I think people kind of associate, unfortunately, the Salvation Army with causing some issues of homelessness in the community. And we have some people that are a little bit reluctant to support because they feel like they're supporting people that aren't in need. But I can assure you that the people that are coming in, we could talk all day about the different circumstances, some that I haven't even thought about, that actually lead people to being able to or lead people to need just the food or a talk. We have a chaplain that comes through as well. So yeah, there's a lot of circumstances. And for me in the Community and Family Services, I'm into preventing those situations that cause people to be homeless and have to make decisions out of desperation, essentially.
I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I know it's a surprising percentage of people, whether it's in Canada, and I'm sure even in Fort St. John, that they say you're a paycheck away from being in a situation like that, right? And so this is a service that, you know, you may associate, as you say, with some troublesome individuals, but that all of us are not that far away from being in a situation where we may need to avail of ourselves of the food bank and kind of beyond that. So this helps everyone in the community in a way, does it not?
It really does. I don't think people realize sometimes, and maybe they do, maybe I'm off with this, maybe more people realize nowadays. I picked up a receipt out of my junk drawer from 2017, and I purchased a tin of coffee for $13.66. And when I picked up a receipt for this year for the same tin of coffee, it was $23.
So almost double the price.
Almost double.
In
and
7 years.
Has your wage doubled in 7 years?
It's not.
Right.
I don't think anybody's wage is doubled.
Nobody's wage is doubled. Yeah. And I think specifically to the north, I know for myself, I was on a wait list for a daycare for almost 3 years. And that is insane because we really do need, with how much things are increasing nowadays, you really do need two parents working in a household. I think when I was looking up some stats about what the average cost for a family is, it's between $6,000 to $8,000 a month. And that's to be able to pay your mortgage or your rent, your groceries, your fuel, your utilities. I mean, I can't even imagine including your after school programs, your childcare to be able to work. It's just it's a constant struggle to be able to make that amount and realistically not be cutting things out. We have parents come in that don't have supper. They feed their children more than anything else. These are not people who are necessarily making bad decisions, but they're in a space where they can't even do what they need to despite how hard they're trying.
Yeah.
I can speak to my own experience. When I was a single mom, I did have family around to support for childcare. At one point, Dub, I had 5 jobs and I was working 7 days a week and I wasn't even getting ahead and I was trying my hardest. So I feel like I can relate a little bit to some of the clients that come in because, yeah, they are trying their hardest. And people that aren't trying, they're actually not even using the food bank. They're just stealing their food. So I really just want people to understand that our clientele that we're helping, really, a lot of them are doing everything they possibly can. Seniors nowadays, they haven't increased the supplement for seniors to be living. If you're a senior and you're trying to pay for your rent and your food and your prescriptions, the Salvation Army helps supply all the needs that they need. But then, unfortunately, you get into situations if you're making decisions of living in maybe a less than desirable area, living on a less nutritious diet than you should be to be able to maintain your health and your mental health. I have worked in sales and I always try to connect with people after they've had a meal. People make better decisions after they eat. And I think when it comes to the food bank, especially being able to give those people a little bit of a relief in that area can help them move on with their day and have a little bit of hope and make better decisions to lift themselves out of those situations that are causing them to even use the food bank in the first place.
Right. And maybe have that little bit of extra cash that they didn't have to spend on food now to help get themselves financially perhaps out of the situation there, or at least start to. So
yeah, and I think there is a lot of factors to consider, but mental health is a big thing, especially nowadays is a little more relevant. I think people are starting to understand a little bit more, but we're still working with a generation where mental health was not even considered. So I think that as we work on that in the future and being more understanding and the public being more understanding, I think hopefully we'll be able to see clients really just get the services they need, not be in the position that they're in, and be able to move on and grow their families and grow their well-being. So
absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to talk about the fundraiser again in just a minute and how we can all help. But as part of this, we always like to talk about the person a little bit too. And you've already talked a bit about kind of parts of your life where you've been in situations where, as you said, you've had 5 jobs where, you know, the Salvation Army and services like that may have been a big help to you. Tell me a bit about why you have come to work with the Salvation Army and for the Salvation Army. I think you told me this is something you've been doing, you know, even before you came to Fort St. John.
Well, I have worked in organizations where we have helped the community. I did have a job as a community relations coordinator in a previous town that I worked in. And that's kind of really where I started seeing the impact that I could have through my work ethic. And I really did appreciate that. When I moved to Fort St. John, I had a young child and I was looking for a way, obviously no childcare, but I was looking for a way to be a part of the community and be social and do what I could and kind of take advantage of the time that I had. And the Salvation Army opened their doors and they allowed me to come in and volunteer, help in areas that I needed. And I could bring my daughter along, which was great.
Yeah.
And you'll see, if you're around this week in grocery stores, you'll see Evelyn with me. She's 6 now, and she's been with me since she's been in a carrier. And just bless her heart for being so great about it. But yeah, I just started out helping little bits where I could. I couldn't commit to anything full time because when you have a child, I mean, they come first and everything else after. And then now that she's grown and she's in school, and when I got her in daycare, I was able to be more available to the Salvation Army. I grew up in the Salvation Army Church, actually, in Newfoundland. And I would go with my family every Sunday, and we would watch the brass band play and listen to the service. And when I moved to the mainland, I didn't even understand, because we didn't really have it in Newfoundland, but I didn't understand that the Salvation Army did so much more than just have a church. And they're quite established in what they do through thrift stores and food banks and community services. So it was kind of a different way for me to get incorporated within the church without actually being at the church. So I was familiar with what they stood for, and I really just appreciated the accountability and the hard work that they were doing. So it was kind of easy for me to kind of get in there. Also, favorite season, Christmas. I love Christmas. I love my kids and having a great experience at Christmas. So when they needed help with the Christmas program, I was right in there, doing what I could to either be at a kettle or stuffing the toy hampers is my favorite thing to do. It's still my favorite thing to do. Now I have a whole nother spectrum when it comes to Christmas. So I'm trying to manage everything, but still, like, being able to supply the families the Christmas hampers and giving them, again, that day of relief. I used to do oil field work. So Christmas was kind of it was an up and down for me, because I knew that I wasn't going to be working a lot over the Christmas season, but how do I enjoy my time with my family when I have multiple days off and I know it's going to be a struggle? So when you hand a hamper over to someone who's had maybe a really tough year or a tough few months, knowing that they can have a really good meal with their family and supply their kids and watch their kids be happy, and they can still pay their bills and they're not going to get far behind and have to spend the next 3 months catching up. It was really just something I understood. So that was the biggest thing for me, was the Christmas. And now I do all of the Christmas things. So I started early this season just because we have, unfortunately, a lot of people in need, and we really needed to do this food drive. But yeah, the Christmas is where I kind of slid into the Salvation Army and really got associated, mostly because I have 5 trees.
You're a big Christmas fan, is what you're saying.
There is no room in my house for anything except trees.
Tree.
Yeah.
You've basically got a Christmas tree farm in your house.
Pretty much. And then my husband always has to go cut. I need at least one live tree. So my husband always has to cut one while he's working.
There you go.
Yeah. Take the chainsaw to work today, hon. But yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. All right. Well, obviously, you'll be here more as we get into the Christmas season again to talk about that. But as we said, there is this big fundraiser going on this week. You're getting food, you're getting cash to help fill the shelves at the store, the food bank, that the Salvation Army needs. Tell us about that. What kind of things do you need? What can people do to help out in that regard, to help make sure that the shelves are full for people who need it?
Well, we need a little bit of everything right now.
Yeah.
We are collecting non-perishables at the grocery store, but we will take perishables as well. We have a lot of people, it's harvest season for them. So if you have some extra vegetables, bring them on in. We're really trying to work on really good, healthy meals again for mental health and sustenance for these families. We're set up at grocery stores throughout the week. So we've already done Wholesale Club, and No Frills. That has gone over really, really well. There's a lot of people who don't have a lot to give, but every little bit helps. Every can you put in there, every toonie, every little bit makes a huge difference for a family.
Yeah. Give what you can.
Give what you can.
Yeah.
And this, I guess, was the kind of drive. It's tough to go out when you know so many people are experiencing stress and hardships with this. It's really tough to come in and be like, hey, could you? But when you interact with these people, they are like, you know what? I really can't, but I will. And they do. And I think it gives people a good feeling when they give a little bit, knowing that they're helping somebody. And a lot of people that are like, one day I might need this with how things are going.
Yeah.
The economy and obviously just all the different things we have going on in society right now is really tough. So, there's a lot of individuals that are giving, which is great. I mean, we're getting bins of food coming in. But Wholesale Club, that food came in and the next day that food went out.
Yeah.
And we're not in a position where we're actually stocking right now. We're actually just sustaining. So again, if you see us in the community, there's a huge need still. I will apologize. I shop at every grocery store during the week. So if I offer you a grocery list to shop for again, I am so sorry. There's people who I've ran into a couple times now and they're like, oh, I seen you yesterday. I'm like, oh, okay, no worries. But yeah, if you're out and you haven't come across us yet, please just consider, we are just trying to help those people that are in need. And I can assure you that when you give, it is going to people that really do need it and are trying. We've had some businesses step up as well and some organizations. Ideal Office Solutions has given a cash donation that we actually purchased peanut butter and chunky soups, which go over really well for kids and families and seniors as well. Chunky soups have real vegetables, real meat in them. They're really great, quick meal for seniors. So I really appreciate that they have come in. Fort Motors as well is doing a huge food drive right now. They're filling the truck. You can enter to win a gift card to North Barn Grill. So thank you for that. All the schools that are participating, really appreciate that. We have some pizza places that have generously donated pizza parties. So we'll be drawing classrooms out of a hat if they participate and offering them a pizza party. And then we've had FSJ Huskies, Ming's Kitchen, Mr. Mike's, and the North Peace Leisure Pool who have sponsored our draw. So if you donate at the grocery store, you can enter to win a family night out from one of these organizations. The grocery stores who actually do send us all their food that's coming close to the best before date or just things that people donate. We pick up every week from them. Throughout the year, last year, I believe we did 368,000 pounds of food donated from the grocery stores.
Wow.
And how they facilitate. So a really big shout out to them for actually doing that. I just was on a phone call right before we started and we got some great news that Tourmaline is doing some shopping today.
Nice.
And they've been great. They've always supported the Christmas program, and throughout the year. So shout out to them if you guys are listening. I just found out that you're doing this and I really appreciate it. So, I'll connect with them this afternoon, hopefully that we could help fill the shelves with that. Totem Mall is actually doing some food collection for us as well. I know their tenants have been collecting, but if you're in there, maybe just ask quickly. I believe they have a bin outside. So thank you to Totem Mall for doing that. Boston Pizza, Little Ava's, Red Tomato Pies, Buster's Pizza and Donair, and Pizza Hut. The Rotary Club of Fort St. John has a couple volunteers out today as well, so shout out to them. They're always super supportive of anything the community has going on. I believe they'll be collecting food at their meetings as well. Oh my gosh, if there's anybody I forgot, I'm so sorry. There's a lot. ConocoPhillips obviously does the donation of the beef every year.
Yeah.
So that'll provide between 1,700 to 3,400 meals, individual meals for people. So, I just really want to thank the community. The FSJ Classic Cruisers as well are going to be collecting food this weekend for their meeting. So I can't say enough about the community as a whole, and Moose FM for coming in and just letting me speak on it and connect with the community. I've had a lot of people actually say, "Oh, I've heard that on the radio."
Wonderful.
So I don't know if you're advertising it when I'm not here, but anytime I've reached out to you guys for help, you've really been there to help me get the word out, and especially with the Christmas toy drive.
Yeah.
You guys doing that again this year?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't have the authority to speak on that, but I'm sure we'll be involved.
So that's always a really, really great thing. And you guys do a ton for the community, for organizations that we are able to send people out to as well. So, yeah, just every little bit helps. And whether you're running a business or an organization or you're an individual, I just really want to send a shout out because it goes a long way. So
there you go.
I'm not going to get emotional here, but yeah, it really does go a long way. And when you see a family come in, especially over the last couple days, when you see a family come in and they're not looking at the shelves going, "Oh, okay, like beans, craft dinner." Now they're like, "Oh, okay, well, I can get a thing of ground beef, or I can get some noodles or some chunky soup or a can of tuna and a loaf of bread."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like it gives that hope where it's like, okay, well, I don't have to worry about feeding my children today.
Yeah.
What else do I need to take care of? So it really does make a huge difference, more of a difference than you can even realize, especially if you haven't been in that position. Yeah, it really does go a long way. So just shout out to everybody for being a part of that.
There you go. Well, again, give what you can. Every little bit will help. Patricia, thanks for stopping by to chat with us today. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Join us next Thursday for the next edition of Vocal for Local, brought to you by the Fort St. John Co-op. If you have a small business and would like to be featured for free, call us at 787-7100 or email